Sophie Cunningham owned Jacy Sheldon from the same game that Marina Mabrey did the massive body slam into Caitlin Clark on. She still owns Jacy. She still owns Jacy Sheldon. And what's great is she's got a great sense of humor about it, and she's not shy about it. I mean, what are they going to do?
Sophie Cunningham just turned the WNBA into her own. Say it with your chest showcase, and the punchline landed squarely on Jacy Sheldon. Yes, the same G who got a little too handsy with Caitlin Clark. This wasn't some subtle, behind-closed-doors statement. Sophie went full-on broadcast mode. She delivered the message on the court, she delivered it to the fans, and then she sealed it in ink. So here's the only question that matters. How much do you love Sophie? Drop your answer in the comments, because from where Fever Nation is sitting, this is exactly the kind of energy the league's brightest star needs by her side.
This is kind of crazy. This one is kind of crazy. When you get Sophie Cunningham to sign a Jacy Sheldon rookie card with property of, that is crazy. That is crazy. Property of Sophie Cunningham.
Here's the truth most teams don't want to admit. When your teammate is Caitlin Clark, a walking sellout, a ratings cheat code, and a magnet for every cheap shot artist with a chip on their shoulder, you've got two options. You either protect her, or you stand there looking like decorative furniture while opponents treat her like she's open season. Sophie Cunningham chose option 1 and slammed the door right on people's fingers. This all goes back to that circus of a game, the same one where Marina Mabrey decided to audition for the NFL special teams and truckstick Clark after the whistle. But before Mabrey started her football tryout, there was Jacy Sheldon testing the limits with a "let me see what I can get away with" move that had Fever fans wishing the WNBA had a league-wide penalty box. If only.
Quarter we go. They're trailing by 10. Keep an eye on her and Jacy Sheldon. Clark trying to back her down.
As if Clark is okay.
Sheldon, that was Clark, hitting her in the face. Clark is upset about that. Then everybody's upset about that. Marina Mabrey comes in. She decks Clark, tempers flaring on both sides.
It's that going after Caitlin comes with interest. It wasn't dirty. It wasn't reckless. It was basketball's way of saying, "We saw that. Don't try it again." And then Sophie did what most players won't. She kept that same energy when the lights weren't game clock. Fast forward to a Fever fan event. Sophie's in full community mode signing programs, smiling for photos, chatting it up with the diehards who show up 2 hours early and leave hoarse. Then a fan slides over a Jacy Sheldon rookie card and asks for a signature. But not just her name. Not a heart. Not a jersey number. They want a statement, a stamp, something that says exactly what the whole building had been.
Sophie commits a hard foul on Jacy Sheldon. Again, as Jacy Sheldon is going up for a layup, Sophie bear hugs her and takes her to the ground. What I will say is Sophie did not grab her and throw her to the ground. She didn't body slam her. She didn't do anything, in my personal opinion. Maybe I'm biased here, but I'm going to give you guys my straight up honest opinion on this. She bear hugged her, took her to the ground. Yes, it was intentional.
Sophie takes the card, grabs the pen, and writes across the front. Property of Sophie Cunningham. That's not a scribble. That's a declaration. That's "you want to press our star? Cool. Here's the bill." It's also a memo to the rest of the league. There's an enforcer in Indiana, and her paperwork is in order. Sheldon, consider yourself officially put on notice.
She's the problem. She is the problem.
The clip hits social like gasoline. Lexi Hull, sitting next to Sophie at the table, bursts into laughter while the fans absolutely lose it. It's one of those rare, perfect moments that blends rivalry, humor, and raw competitiveness, the kind of thing that actually builds a team's culture and cements a fan base's identity. It wasn't staged. It wasn't branded. It was pure Sophie. Sharp.
Sophie Cunningham would take her rightful place as the Indiana Fever enforcer, and I believe took the first step to her becoming the second most popular player in the WNBA. Sophie Cunningham is everywhere. Arby's, walking in. She's best looking woman walking into these WNBA arenas. I mean, Black Belt Barbie, anybody? Black Belt Barbie.
Funny and crystal clear about who she was writing for. And the best part? She didn't backpedal. No, oh gosh, I was only kidding. No notes app apology. Sophie leaned in exactly what you want from your enforcer. Consistency. Because every great team has one. Gretzky had one. Jordan had several. Kobe had a few who wore the technicals for him. Curry's got Draymond. And right now, the WNBA's most watched player has Sophie Cunningham, protector by choice, shooter by trade, and apparently, part-time notary for rival.
Cunningham has been Caitlin Clark's biggest cheerleader and defender.
And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What? When people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as
The sad truth about this video we just watched is she is the first WNBA player I have seen to openly say this out loud, publicly, and not be ashamed.
But here's the twist that makes this more than just a tough guy act. Sophie isn't some end-of-bench body brought in to rack up fouls. She's producing big time. Since the break, she's been scorching nets, stepping into threes like she's got the deed to the arc, and stacking 15, 18, 20-point nights while everyone else is still rubbing the sleep out of their eyes. When the Fever needed buckets against Phoenix, Sophie dropped 18 on demand while a few teammates looked like they'd forgotten what city they were in. Enforcer energy is nice. Enforcer energy plus efficiency? That's how you win games people actually remember.
Caitlin Clark is the reason we have been talking about the WNBA. Hate it or love it, it's true. I don't believe that Caitlin Clark necessarily wants that title that everyone has been giving to her. I think she just wants to be appreciated. And Sophie Cunningham, she just seems like such a real one, such a good friend. I think especially with women, especially elite level athletes, there's a lot of people, women, who will kind of stab you in the back. There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of resentment, especially when you're good. But Sophie just seems like such a girl's girl. I really, really like her. Maybe Caitlin Clark should do the next American Eagle campaign.
So when Sophie wrote property of Sophie Cunningham, it didn't come off as petty, it felt perfectly proportionate. Fever fans roared because it wasn't just about one bump or one shove. It was about an entire season's worth of non-basketball contact finally getting a public return address. It was a teammate saying, "Our star isn't running solo anymore," and saying it with ink, not emoji.
And what do you guys think? Do you guys think this means anything? Like, obviously, when you get a Sophie Cunningham sign a Jacy Sheldon card, like, I think we should see that more in sport.
The dominoes fell perfectly. The autograph turned into a meme. Fever fans treated it as canon. Clark's fans, now an army, saved it to their camera rolls. Even neutrals, worn out from watching Clark get targeted, nodded and hit share. Then the bigger narrative locked into place. The Jacy Sheldon's young WNBA journey, drafted by Dallas, rerouted to Connecticut, shipped to Washington, had already seen its share of turbulence. But now, her biggest headline wasn't a breakout scoring night or a defensive masterclass. It was this: the guard who took her shot at Caitlin Clark and the guard who got claimed by Sophie Cunningham.
This is hilarious. It really is. Indiana Fever star takes humorous jab at Caitlin Clark villain. You got to love an Iowa Hawkeyes wire headline. That's really good. That's Jacy Sheldon. Congratulations. That's all you're known as. The chick that was mean to Caitlin Clark. That's your legacy. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, you've been traded, and I don't think you're much of a basketball player.
You could hear the cheer ripple through Fever Nation when that clip hit timelines. It wasn't just the joke, it was what the joke stood for. Team identity. Teammate accountability. A line in the sand that says, "You can't make your name by taking aim at ours." That's good basketball and good business. It gives the locker room something to rally around, gives the fans a story worth retelling, and gives opponents a reason to think twice before chasing TikTok clips at Caitlin's expense. And that's why Sophie has, without debate, become the second most beloved Fever player behind Caitlin herself. She's got edge without ego, swagger without silliness, and the production to back up the noise. She'll hit the deep three, take the charge, flash a grin, and then sign a rival's rookie card with a mic drop. That's a brand. That's a role. That's a teammate.
Sheldon, who was selected number 5 overall in the 2024 WNBA draft by the Dallas Wings, following 5 seasons at Ohio State, has quickly established herself a very negative opinion for both Hawkeye and Fever fans after her June 17th flagrant one on Clark. and of her eventually uncalled for knee to the right groin area during the July 15 clash in Boston as a member of the Connecticut Sun. By the way, can you stay with the team? You got selected by Dallas. You're already on your third squad in 18 months. God.
Let's be honest, Sophie versus JC wouldn't even be a story if the league had done what every other professional league does: protect its megastar. But it didn't. And that's why the autograph landed like a headline. From Carter's blindside, to De Jesus' hip check, to Mabry's after whistle shove, to Sheldon's accidental hands, the pattern says more than any press conference ever could. The refs looked the other way too often, the fines landed on the wrong wrists, and opposing guards started realizing there was clout to be mined from poking the bear.
I just think, and you know way better than me,
Yeah.
but like, it just feels like people are jealous of this new little wave of.
They are, but I just hate that because, like, this is what we've always wanted as a league. So, like, who cares who gets the credit? And if you're smart, you're making money off of them.
Yeah.
Like, you are literally making money from the viewership.
And why bully the person who is, like, not 100% responsible, but, like, has a huge role in growing your sport?
Dude, and it literally, like, pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?